Hello, my friends, and welcome to Youth Potential, a channel dedicated to helping young people with mental health problems. I have two books available, 102 Distraction Techniques and Self-Harm to Self-Harmony. Both of these books are only available on Amazon. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hello, my friends, Scott here representing Youth Potential. So today I'm going to be talking about self-care during this crazy, strange time, this pandemic of COVID-19, also known as coronavirus. So I know there's a lot of you out there that, even if you don't struggle with mental health problems, there are plenty of people out there that are fearful, that are panicking over this whole situation, whether it be because they can't get enough food or hand sanitizer, toilet roll, those kinds of things from like supermarkets. You probably saw my one of my previous videos where I just couldn't get anything, pretty much. One of my outings, and not only fear of not being able to get sort of absolutely necessary supplies, there's obviously fear of death, fear of catching the illness, fear of losing people. Of course, this is having a massive financial effect on businesses and individuals, and it's getting scary. It's really scary. Some people, my hat's off to you, some people just don't care and just getting on with their lives. That's absolutely fine. But there are plenty of people that are fearful, and some people are misinformed, and some people are just, really, really struggling. So basically this video, it's just a kind of list of things that I'm doing to look after myself, in all sorts of aspects, physically, mentally, financially to some degree as well. Yeah, I hope this video helps, guys. It's just simple steps that I'm just taking to try and protect myself and my loved ones. I've got two children. I don't live with them, but they're in self-isolation at the moment, not because they're unwell, it's just for their protection. And as some of you know, I live with my nan, so I'm trying to protect her at the same time as well, because she's coming up to 80, and she's one of the really vulnerable people, so I've just got to be extra careful. I think I'm able to stay sort of like optimistic during this time, despite all of the changes that are being made, like to my job, and loads of people's jobs, changing the way that I have to do things, how I socialise, how I just spend my time in general, how I actually live and survive. I think the one thing that kind of keeps me optimistic is the fact that I know we're going to get through this, and I know we're going to get through this because of the way mankind has got through all of these kind of crazy times where the one that kind of does it for me the most is obviously the Black Plague. Back in those days, we didn't really have medicine, as far as I'm aware. We had doctors, but they weren't nothing like they are today. We didn't have the technology, we didn't have the materials, the equipment, the research to be able to cope with something as deadly as the Black Plague. But as much as millions of people got wiped out, as a species, we survived, we learned from it. So, with today's sort of like modern science and technology and ability to spread information and news around the world in seconds, I think I'm optimistic we're going to get through this. It's proven to be very difficult for a lot of people so far, but I still think we're going to get through this, and that's how I'm able to kind of stay optimistic. But in terms of sort of like more practical things that I'm doing on a daily basis, I'm just going to read these out to you. Obviously, you guys, you can do whatever you want, but I just thought I'd share what I'm doing because it helps me. I'm able to stay positive under the stress and the pressure, which I normally wouldn't, but all these coping mechanisms, all these things that I'm doing to stay safe, they're helping me stay positive, okay? So I'm speaking with loved ones daily, whether it's friends, family, work colleagues, obviously my partner, speaking with them daily, either through phone calls or through messages. Communication is a key part of well-being anyway, and at a time like this, we've really got to communicate. we're supposed to be socially distancing ourselves, not going out and being physically with people. So I'm doing what I can just to make sure, like, I'm messaging people or calling them or whatever. I just want to make sure they're okay. And I think it's a good opportunity for everyone to kind of get closer together. Not physically at the moment, no, obviously. I'm staying away from Facebook. You guys probably know I don't really use Facebook anyway. I've always found it to be just a platform for spreading negativity, and I think I don't want to be bombarded with people's fears and messages and complaints during this time, because it is a struggle and people are getting very stressed, especially with not being able to get simple things like hand sanitizer and toilet roll. And I don't want to be, bombarded with that even more through Facebook. On top of that, I'm trying not to spend too much time on social media. And when I am, I'm trying to be more, creating and putting out content rather than just simply just browsing through and scrolling up and down and just reading everything. Like, time's valuable. I don't want to spend it doing that. I'd rather just sort of communicate and create, basically. I'm trying to stay away from sad music. I have a lot of sad music. Obviously, living with depression, you find it very easy to listen to sad music. But I'm staying away from it. My music's either uplifting, groovy, chilled out, or angry. Because obviously I listen to a lot of metal. And yeah, it's just, for me, music has always been a really good source for stimulation. And at times like this, we need as much positive stimulation as possible. I'm only going out if I have to. And if I do, honestly, I wear a face mask. It's just, to be honest, it's more for the protection of my family, like my nan and my children. I don't want them to catch anything. So if I get infected, I'm just trying to do every little thing that I can, obviously. And when I come back in from going outside, washing my hands thoroughly with sanitizer, soap, etc., etc. Also, I'm having daily showers. Kind of normally do anyway, but I'm just making sure I put in that extra effort to stay clean. I've been told through a source this morning that the coronavirus can live on clothes for up to 2 hours. So I'm also trying to, get my clothes washed daily rather than wearing like the same t-shirt 2 days in a row or whatever. Obviously, cleanliness, you can't be too careful during these times. Eating and drinking plenty. That's important to stay, physically vitalized. Making sure I'm drinking plenty of water, hot drinks as well, food, just so I've got that energy. The more I feed myself, I'm feeding my immune system, and it's just going to help, in some way. I'm trying to stay informed as much as possible. At the same time, trying to meet that balance of not watching too much of the news because of how negative it comes across and how brainwashing it can be. But I'm just trying to make sure that every time our government is putting out a message of new measures that we have to take, I'm just trying to stay up to date with it so that I can work with it, basically. Going to work, I'm still going to work. Our place of business hasn't closed. Obviously, for you guys who don't know me, I work in a hotel chain. Our restaurant is closed as of today. There is no more trading in the restaurant. The hotel is staying open. Even though I'm a chef, I'm still allowed to work 70% of my contracted hours, which I'm grateful for because it's more than sick pay. I can at least cover my bills. Yeah, we're just doing lots of cleaning. So yeah, it's as well, I'm going to work, spending time with my colleagues. We all get on really well, and it's just an opportunity for us to just try and stay positive together. Making the extra effort to be positive around others. When I have gone out in public, like when I did that video blog the other day, just trying to, rather than being a dull zombie and not making much conversation with people, people that are serving me, they're being, like in the supermarkets and that, they're being absolutely bombarded with people day and night, and just, the other day when I was out, I just, one of the people who served me, I was very expressed, gratitude, and just said to them, stay safe, be careful, and just trying to sound positive in my words, using my tone, just try, because emotions are infectious, negative emotions are infectious, but let's try and just spread that positivity, basically. Making sure that I'm entertained. Obviously, we are told to kind of stay indoors as much as possible. So I'm making sure I'm entertained, whether it's with video games, television, movie, YouTube, or whatever. Not spending money unless I have to. You know, this is having a massive financial impact on everybody. So rather than just spending money flippantly on things that I would normally spend money on, like Pokemon cards, I'm just trying to hold back, because over the next few months or even the rest of the year, it's going to be very difficult financially. And I don't want to have to be scrimping and scraping every month. I'd rather just not spend that money and just spend it when I really, really need to. Try to get as much fresh air as I can. Obviously, we're told to stay indoors, and a lack of sunlight, a lack of fresh air isn't good for you mentally. So I'm fortunate enough to have a back garden, so I try and go out sort of like once an hour just to remind myself that the outside world is still beautiful in some kind of way. And with spring just around the corner, or now, I'm not quite sure how that works, to be honest. There's plenty of sunlight out at the moment, and it feels really nice just to be out in it. And finally, just trying to remind myself this will all pass. You know, as I said earlier in the video, it's going to pass at some point. You know, we've got great scientists, and they're doing everything they can to try and find out the cause of this virus, to find out what defeats it, you know, create a vaccination, discover and identify how it works. And, you know, it's just a matter of time. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Anything that you guys are doing to try and manage your mental health, your well-being during this time, please leave a comment below. We could all do with spreading positive messages and words of wisdom. Anyway, take care. Bye.